all organized. All organized. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice to have. It's really nice when you've got grandparents around who can
Yeah.
take the children for a little while, and it's good for the
Yeah.
grandparents as well. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that interaction between the grandparents and the
Mm.
grandchildren is is very important, and I think it's one of the things that keeps grandparents healthy
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
is that interaction with the grandchildren, and that's a really, for me, it's a really nice part of the culture of what I would say is Hungary, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, in that kind of area where families are, in my experience, quite close together, and
Yeah.
and and I think that's a really good thing. Whereas if you compare it to a lot of this part of the world, um, the, I don't know, that half of the world here is fine, but the other half of the world here is
Mm.
completely
Yeah.
completely in a mess with single parent families and no core culture. I mean, what's left when most marriages end in divorce, they break up, the children have four or five parents sometimes, then stepbrothers, stepsisters. What is left when there's one of the reasons for a lot of problems, I think, in this part of the world is the fact that families are not close together.
Yeah.
Um, and people, I don't know. It's all very strange. People seem to have pets and not children, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the new habit is to have two dogs instead of two kids, which I think doesn't help with how society progresses. Or the other habit is to take grandparents and put them in care homes for old
Mm.
people, and the quality of care is much lower than it would be if your own family care for
Mm.
you and help you. And what helps people most in terms of communication and positive development is when you have in families vertical integration of skills. What this means is
Mm.
children have direct communication with their parents and direct communication with the grandparents, and you've got the different levels there. Those levels are really important. When you put old people into a home for old people, it's just old people surrounded by other old people,
Mm.
and there's no real life and energy there because there's no dynamic in that situation. Same problem with school when when you group everybody who is the same age with the same ability together.
Mm.
Nobody improves quickly. Nobody improves quickly because there's no vertical integration. It's all horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've and at some point it is that there's practicality to it, and the example is if you have divisions of football, then you have the fourth division, the third division, the second division,
Mm.
the first division, and you want all the top players in the first division and then the next group in the second division and so on. That's okay, that works, but only because everybody is already an adult.
Mm.
And you can do that when people are adults. Doing that when before people grow up doesn't give them the opportunity to vertically integrate or to progress quickly a lot of the time. So it's really good when children are not just with the parents, but they're also with the grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
and they get or they're with nephews or nieces or other members of the family. Some are a bit younger and some are a bit older, and they all interact together. It's really nice, and I see that with my 3 kids with how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for my son who's 10 to have a daughter to have a sister who's 5 and understand that age difference and
Yeah.
and try to be helpful. And also the youngest kids then learn everything really quickly because the older
Mm-hmm.
kids have already learned it. Um, it it's like with they do experiments with monkeys where they teach 5 monkeys something, and then the 5 monkeys go and teach all the other monkeys, right? Um, or they did it with sign language. Yeah, they taught some monkeys or gorillas. Some scientists taught them sign language, and then the gorillas taught other gorillas the sign language as well. Of course, it was limited because they're gorillas, not people. so there's an extreme limit to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice when the children are able to teach each other, which is why you should have more kids, right?